Hello, it's time for another episode of Discipleship Today. My name is Bob Benson. I pastor Christ Lutheran Church in Bemis Point. We've been talking about discipleship. We've been talking about what it is, the goals of discipleship. I'd like to focus on something today, a couple of observations about the word discipleship. The word discipleship never occurs in the Bible. Never. The term is ambiguous in English. It doesn't give us an apt description. It can mean discipleship in the sense of my own pattern of following Jesus and then trying to get people to look just like me as they follow Jesus. And that's not what discipleship is. It's trusting Jesus and learning from him. What does he want from me? That's discipleship. It could mean that, or it can mean an activity, my activity, of helping others to be disciples in the sense of learning from him and growing in him. And that's really what we want to focus on, is God calls each of us to do and be something different. When we help others, it does have a verb in the New Testament, matheos, to make disciples. It can mean to preach the gospel so people get converted to Christ and become Christians. And thus, when they become Christians, they become disciples of Jesus. For example, Acts 14:21 says, when they had preached the gospel to the city and made many disciples, they returned to Lystra and Iconium. So that make disciples is one Greek word there. It means to get them converted to Jesus. So can you make disciples of people who aren't disciples yet? That's the whole point. That's why we preach the gospel. And that's what it means. It can mean the whole process of conversion, baptism, and teaching in the ways of Jesus. Acts 2:42 focuses on what the first century church was doing so right. It says they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, fellowship, the breaking of bread, and prayers. Those are the basics of discipleship. And that's what we have to focus on. Even though the word discipleship doesn't appear in the Bible, it is a commandment, and it's something that we're supposed to continue to do. So I would tell you to invest in people, not so they look like you, but so they look like the disciples that they're supposed to be. So for Discipleship Today, my name is Bob Benson. Thank you for taking the time to watch.